This is Phoenix, a fiery Brit who went to a performing arts school in London and burned it down because of his radiant abilities. He was the first duelist added to the Valorant Protocol, one of 3 available on release, and one of 2 you can get for free when you start playing Valorant. He is canonically the 9th agent recruited, following a still unknown agent becoming before Jet, who, if you couldn't guess, is one of the other 3 agents and one of the first 10 in the game. Aesthetic-wise, he both rocks a very nice grayscale and a bit of a fire scale vibe almost, with a lot of yellow, oranges, and sometimes reds. You know, mostly on his abilities because fire, but even still. Personality-wise, he's pretty full of himself. Think of somewhat similar to Jet, to KJ, to Chamber. Except I do think he does carry himself the lightest and is very fun with it, for sure. He's also a bit of an attention seeker. One line that stands out to me was with Faye's blackmail dossier, saying he would trade everything just to burn a little brighter. And let me tell you, Faye's dossier for Phoenix gave me chills. I feel he surprisingly does very well on defense, but obviously he is ultimately a duelist. They're always going to play a little better on attack, in my opinion. His kit also feels like it can play very well, but if you want to play him like a duelist, like an initiator, or like a sentinel, obviously he will always be best as what he's meant to be, a duelist, but he still has some very good initiator and sentinel capabilities, in my opinion. So Phoenix recently received a very big change in the 9.10 update, so I will be making a few mentions to that. First up, if you could just shoot me with the classic once. Thank you. You have his passive, which is now which is called Heating Up. It's what allows him to heal from his own abilities. If Phoenix goes into specifically Blaze, which is his wall, or Hot Hands, which is his molly, he actually gets a healing effect, and it applies even after you leave the fire now. Before 910, you would have to stay in the fire. You'll heal for a total of up to 50 HP, 1 per tick, over 8 seconds for a total of 50 HP. The math gets a little boring, but just know you get a total of 50 from it. His first ability we have to speak about is called Blaze. It is, as you can see, a firewall, and as of 910 can go through actual walls. So you can just throw this through and be protected from there. And you can indeed curve it much like Harbor's wall, and it can go up to a distance of 21 meters. It lasts for 8 seconds and deals damage to friend and foe at 1 per tick, 30 ticks a second for a total of 225 to 40, blah blah blah. Phoenix is, as I demonstrated before, though, immune. You yourself, I should say. The enemy Phoenix would not be immune. I really wish there was a way to... Oh. Why were you low?
I was at full health.
Oh. Yeah, I'm dumb. It does up to 225 ticks, so at 1 a tick. Yeah. My bad. So yeah, standing in that, not a good thing. Next up, we have Hot Hands. As I mentioned, this is his molly, and it can actually stop mid-air. So let me... If I just throw that at the sky, right? Notice how it just plummets after a certain distance. The max airtime it can go is for 1.5 seconds. I do also just want to test. Okay, so it does bounce off of walls too. The molly has a radius of 4.5 meters and lasts for 4 seconds, dealing 1 damage per tick, 60 ticks a second, for again 195 to 240 ticks. For the last of Phoenix's regular abilities, we have Curveball. As of patch 9.10, this has become his signature ability, and it's a flash that you can curve around the corners using the left mouse button to go to the left and the right mouse button to go to the right, as you can see by the indicators on the screen. So, if you do, if I actually, remember the distance correctly, so it would pop and you can quickly follow up. The blind lasts for 1.5 seconds, and is, as of again 9.10, rechargeable of 2 kills, since it is now a Duelist signature ability.
Watch your eyes.
And you can throw it high or low. It doesn't have to be at what's essentially like the normal head level.
Watch your eyes.
So you can do that.
Flash.
You can do that.
Flash.
One strategy I've also seen is a situation like this. There's a lot of different angles to clear. You can go this way, but you do kind of risk your own team a little bit, so it's one of those things I do caution against, unless you're sure your team like won't be negatively impacted. Next up, we have Phoenix's ult called Run It Back. I don't know what they were thinking with that name, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. It's a 6-point ultimate that gives you a free chance to run in there and not die, technically. And you heal when you return to your regular body. It does last for 10 seconds, cast time is 1 second, and respawn is 1.4. So, let's do this. Can you do like a body shot then? One more? Yeah. And now, if we just wait for this to run out, everyone will see I heal up to exactly what I had before. It even regenerates the shields, which I actually did not know until that. That seems pretty strong to me. However,
Come on, let's go.
can you shoot me and then go towards my body? Notice I'm vulnerable and my friend here could have easily shot me. If this was not my friend, I would be dead. Util, in my opinion, I won't lie. I was incredibly skeptical when I saw the rework for the 9.10 patch. But after seeing him get played, like, in my games, playing him, frankly, and seeing, like, YouTubers and some of that, I think this may be one of the only agents I would even consider giving a 10 out of 10 to. Realistically, I would like to see the curveball maybe get a small time buff, maybe 2 seconds instead of 1.5, but that's so nitpicky to me that I feel it would be wrong to ding Phoenix the 10 out of 10 for that. Just the fact that he can sustain himself so well, the fact that he has a flash, a molly, he has a lot of utility that can damage or just like disrupt the enemy, and that can never be discounted in my opinion. I will admit, I was also especially skeptical of making the curveball the signature, but it also would have been too strong if the molly was still the signature and you had all those potential heals. His ultimate, in my opinion, is a 7 out of 10. It's really strong, and I will always give shoutouts to ults that give second lives, think Clove, Sage, KO even. But realistically speaking, I think it's very strong, and especially because a 6-point ult, but like, if you run into smaller enemies, they'll run away or know to push the site because you'll be busy spawning back in. I don't think it's necessarily situational, but it definitely has downsides, and personally speaking too, I also think it does need to be a 7-point ultimate, especially since they're raising like everything else. The fact that you just get a free like charge in life, I think is quite strong personally. For how I would play Phoenix on attack, I don't think it would be incorrect to flash around this corner, especially if you know the enemy team is playing aggressive here. Slowly push up, and then throw a wall somewhere like here. Make sure your team can clear out this portion of sight. And always try and assist in the planting. So if you hear someone coming from over here, don't be afraid to throw your molly. Or realistically, I would try and save the molly, but obviously you have to be a team player even as a duelist, right? And especially if you have somebody that can hear you, I would not be afraid to throw the molly offensively, but don't be afraid to hold it either. You have to be able to judge in the moment for yourself, right? And if you hear enemies approaching, never be afraid to throw the curveball and follow up. Your utility is meant to help both yourself and your team in varying capacities, but realistically you are a duelist, you are designed for frags. You're designed to get kills, and that always has to be prioritized, even as a non-duelist, but especially like
Watch out!
it is kind of one of your main jobs. If you have your ultimate, I would, instead of throwing the blaze there,
Come on, let's go!
don't be afraid to use your ultimate, check there. You can also still throw it and then just run deep into sight, kind of not worrying too much. Alternatively, you can throw the blaze here and help your team take up to the stairs. And then I would say behind this pillar is a really good ult spot myself. And then just push. Again, don't be afraid to throw your utility if you think you can get a kill. Obviously, that location wasn't best. Realistically, I think a better spot for an ult curveball would be here, because you actually have more time to follow up on it, right? On the defense, realistically, what I like to do as Phoenix myself is to play a little more aggressive, think like the Reyna or the Jett. If you can get the one, cool. Obviously, you do have to be careful, though. You do not have a movement ability. A lot of, like, Reyna, Jett, Neon, Raze do this because they have easy outs in the form of blast packs. Neon has the running, which is still a little risky, sure, but you have the option. Jett's dash and Reyna's dismiss all factor in too, right? Alternatively, one thing you can do, if you throw this wall, they won't know if you're behind these boxes or not. So you could try and either go behind the boxes and just fight for it with all you can, or you can stay here and make them waste time having to check that. It's also never wrong, in my opinion, to be able to throw your molly somewhere like there, because that does land very well on the choke point. But I would save the molly myself to play further back. So let's say they are pushing up to the mound, throwing it somewhere like here, where you can touch it real quick, although somewhere like here where you can touch it real quick and back up so your team can rotate over. Or you can also do that and follow it up with a curveball, so they can't push you, but that you can push them. Alternatively, again, you could do that, and then let's say you got your ultimate off of it, or let's say you were just saving your ultimate because you're worried that it would be flooded. If you think your team is close enough, or if you think you're safe enough, you can pop it and run in again, just to keep trying to get frag after frag. One, pull back, readjust your util, and set up for the next one, right? That's really how I think a lot of the 1v1 duelists, as I call them, should be played. That includes Phoenix, that includes ISO. ISO's a little different, actually, just because of the nature of his contingency, but you get the point, right? You want to... don't push too much, because, sure, let's say there's 5 here. Let's say I can get the kill on my friend here, and then let's say 1 more here, but then this person could get me. Whereas, if you do successfully manage what I suggested of doing the wall, holding this angle, getting 1 kill, doing this wall, getting 1 kill, and then doing the hot hands curveball combination, getting 1 kill, and then ultimate, you're suddenly at 4K. Now, it does require luck. I'm not going to lie to you about that. It requires luck. But that's still a 4K versus maybe 1 or 2. Not to mention, too, if you pop an early curveball even, 2 kills gets you a curveball back. So that would be a total of 4 kills, meaning you do get 2 more curveballs. On the retake, personally, Phoenix is one that you could come at any angle from, and it wouldn't necessarily be wrong. But what I personally would want to do, once you know this sight line's clear, because a lot of people like to hold this, try and throw that somewhere where you think somebody might be. So I split the box using it, and trying to damage them. So,
Going on.
oh, that's a little rough. You need to do that a little closer, I acknowledge. So now that you've pushed up here, potentially meeting with your teammates from backside, always check this box because a lot of people like to hide on that. I do myself. It's a lot of fun. Now, if somebody gets on defuse, you can play back. Also, don't... don't ever be afraid to use your curveball. So if you think somebody's on this box, you know, you have the wall up there, throw, try and get the kill. You think they're, say, around this box, so let's say they went back, don't be afraid to, if I didn't flash myself, that is the danger of Phoenix. I call him the walking biohazard for a reason. Try and get the kill there or there. If it's planted up here especially, I personally would try and push up here, curveball, and get the potential oppo, whoever's on mound. Don't be afraid to throw your molly wherever you think someone might be. So if you think someone's on mound, throwing the curveball, and then it's still not a bad idea to try and get whoever's on mound if there's someone there. Or if you think that maybe they're holding angles just outside of here, even something like that, potentially flush them out, right? Real quick, do you know if your C or your Q is the gravity well?
C.
Alright, so what I want to do is this. Hit C. I didn't think that would affect my ult point, but wanted to try.
Come on, let's go.
Can you ult my ultimate?
Off your feet.
Didn't think that would affect it. There's gonna be one more thing. Can you ult in 3, 2, 1? Ult.
Off your feet.
It really threw me back, but I want to try that again just because the timing got cut close. Give me a second. I need the ball to get low, right? I need to be closer to the end. Go.
Off your feet.
I am not still concussed. Alright, cam please.
Come on, let's go.
Alright, now hit my ultimate with the dot. I want to see if it still reveals me when I go back to this. This has always been a question and an interaction I haven't gotten to try.
My ultimate's ready.
No! They actually really thought of everything. I need another star. Anywhere really doesn't matter. E.
Right. Now or
Now.
when you tell me?
Alright. So one thing to keep in mind for Phoenix too, or anyone with flashes, don't be afraid to flash out of the smoke, right?
Flash.
They do still hit and give you a safe way to potentially peek out. Although obviously people can play anti-flash, but then we're getting into a level where I feel we're out of the beginner realm and more in the intermediate personally. So I want to show the funny business with the ults. Pop your ult.
It's you and me.
And notice I'm in as the Phoenix ult, so if you kill me, notice I still respawn, but I get back before ISO does. So that's just some funny business you can do with ISO, the ISO ult on the Phoenix ult. Sage wall, please? Wherever you please, it doesn't really matter. So another thing is, some sages like to camp on top of the walls. Don't be afraid to curveball over it. Oh. But obviously it does bounce off. And the physics of it are funny. You also can theoretically molly your way through this in infinite ability, but that's so situational that it doesn't really matter. But notice it is taking damage. It takes, I believe, half damage to objects, so this, the breakable door on A, etc. There's actually even a thing on the wiki that specifically says it does half damage to objects. As for the Agent Pass, shoutouts do have to go, in my opinion, to the Claim the Crown spray at level 2. It's a little goofy, but cool for being literally at the game's release. Obviously, they've come a long way, but I do still appreciate the work here. I also do have to give shoutouts to all the titles, Hotshot, Flashy, and All-Star. Just, I don't know, they're cute, good for the beginning especially, but like, maybe a little dated too, unfortunately. But obviously the Firestarter card at tier 9 is beautiful, and the reference to some lore I actually dropped at the beginning of the video, where he did actually burn down his college because of his powers. But this has been a beginner's guide to Phoenix. I hope you learned something. Please remember, like, comment what you learned or any tips for newer players. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and join us next week for a raise. Have a good one out there, stay safe, and bye! Have you seen anything on the new agent, by the way?
I have not.
He's already being dubbed the Sentinel Killer, and believe me, he does very well to counter a lot of setups.
Interesting.
I think he needs a couple small balance changes, but I'm pretty happy with where he is overall.
Oh, mate, you're mine.
If you can hit escape, by the way, please don't be, please turn on auto respawn.
Okay, where's that gonna be at?
Towards the bottom of the page.
I do not see that on mine.
So you hit escape, right?
Yeah, I see like the player list, mute all observer, mute all enemy chat, surrender, close settings.
You need to go to like your settings in general, like where you. Wait, match general controls crosshairs.
Auto respawn off.
You want it on, because I am a violent sociopath and you will die.
Got it. Okay, I have that on. Anything else?
No, that's the only thing you need to change yourself. I can't change that for you.
You tried.
Oh. Ow.
I did say I was a violent sociopath.
Alright, where you needing me at?
Give me a second to scout one thing out. I think here is for the best. Something like this tile. Actually, can you move one over? Just the walls a little close. I know, I get very picky. And this is where I'm going to ask you to hit the C. Alright, a little busy. Q. Alright, E. Okay, I think the E is the one I like the most, so I'm just going to ask you to stand like that. If you're curious, this is what it looks like.
It does look kind of cool.
This is the Q, which is similar, but I think the E just has a little extra, you know, interestingness to it.
Yep.
Alright.
And hands are off the keyboard. Go at it.
Alright. That was that part.
Alright.
Man,
we're crazy.
I love this bike coming out every time like it's a fountain. Mind joining me on the site for this one?
Let's go.
You have his... Oh, sorry. Before 910... Oop, I just hit my mic. Oop, that hurt a little bit. I don't know why I jumped down there. And why am I forgetting everything? So, hey Faye, you want to die again?
Yay!
I love this bike every time. I need to show you what that looks like at some point, honestly. It brings too much joy to my life. Hey Faye, can you do like 2 shots on me? Oh. I didn't know you had a Vandal. I thought you still had the classic. If this was not my friend, I would be dead. But because they are my friend, they're dead. Okay. Your Vandal's behind you, by the way. I'm a dick. I'm sorry, Faye. I saw the opportunity. I couldn't resist.
Hey, you're getting plenty of bloopers for like a whole... That could be a whole second video right there.
Oh my god, that was good. I'm sorry.
The very first one is, oh, I didn't know you.
I'm sorry, what was that?
One of the ones, oh, I didn't know you had a Vandal.
I guess you could make a small argument for ISO, but I don't think I would, just because it's like you can still die in the ult. You're designed to get kills on the enemies, and yeah. Let me re-say that line. You good there, buddy? You've just been so quiet. Normally I have somebody say something, and by this point, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I like to let I like for people to go and get their recordings out of the way when I'm helping them do stuff.
Pat. What the hell is that? Weirdness aside, like, I can't think of anything else before the agent interactions. Can you?
Nope.
Alright. So this becomes where we need to start going through those agents, if you don't mind. Can you start with Astra, please?
That's a good question. I don't know how to change.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cheats, very bottom, agent for the next round.
Astra.
Yeah, it's completely alphabetical. Have you switched? I can't see it from this menu.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
They're
I.
still fighting. Not why.
I used a lot of abilities that hit you.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? I thought I hit
Don't
endgame
hold
phase
back.
one more time.
I'm trying to do this. Where are we meeting?
C still.
Taking that.
The entire video takes place on C. What I need is just a star.
It's not.
Hit X. And place a star in front of the C entrance. Jokingly, you should watch my Valorant guide to Valorant Beginner guide for Astra.
Is there like a certain keyword you're gonna say that for me to trigger it?
You can pop out. You can pop out of that. Yeah, that was the whole reason I asked you about Astra.
I got it.
I love this bike. It's such a weird joy of mine when I become my real body again. That sounds weird to say. Hold up. How does Phoenix's ult work?
Respawn.
I guess. That still hurts my head to think. Alright, whatever. Whatever. I'm over.
Like this game.
Hello. I broke my ankles. Hold on. Hello, GLaDOS.
I'm glad you understood the assignment of waiting for after.
Oh, we fucked up.
Oh,
We forgot to do the controller thing with Astra. Yeah, let's just switch back.
Set.
New fight.
I'll just keep the order. It was my mistake, right? And you need to just do the C.
So the grab wall again.
No, C. E, sorry. My bad. My brain
the
just
nebula.
farted. Yes, my brain just farted. We just need ISO and Sage at this point, so the Valorant's newest couple. Whee!
Stuff, ka-ching, little skrrr, then we're done. Yeah?
God, I always hated that voice line. Hello. Hey. Hey, Faye. One last thing. Can you swap teams? It's shortly above the agent for next round.
Set.
Oh, that got rid of the spike. Oh, you still had it. My bad. Right. I want you to shoot me so you can see what I enjoy so much with the spike popping out.
Yeah, it just pops up.
That's been one of my favorite joys during all of this.
In the future, if you ever need a Kuronami, I got you.
I
If you
appreciate
prefer
it.
these, I have
Honestly,
some decent.
Kironami wasn't bad, but I just was happy enough with what I already had, like Primordium. I have the Elder Flame. I have a few in rotation. I spent more money than I should have.
I like Spectre.
That hurt my ears.
Forget what all my stuff is. Season 1, Blush,
Ew. I'm sorry, I'm not a
Season
fan of
one.
the blush.
Mage Punk,
Alright, I think we both have a Mage Monk chair.
nothing. That's that. Season 1, Serenity, Season 1. Oh, I
Ooh,
forgot I had Reaver.
Oh, we both have a Reaver Guardian.
Season 1. Season 1.
You're a
okay.
broke ass bitch.
I don't play this game much. I think it's the other one. Digihex. And nothing. I like how it glitches on, makes me quick swap between pistol and like instantly.
Care to beg? I saw you pull out a gun and I had no hesitation. Oh, I love the little pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern buddy.
He's just chilling.
God, I've made a mess here. I mean, you're the monk. I think monks like cleaning, don't they?
Careful now.
Yeah, out heal it, out heal it.
Careful now.
No, it's just 2 ins.
Yeah, that does more damage than I thought when I read the wikia. Alright. How high can you throw that? I love
Really high.
I didn't notice the, like, almost like trying to go for like a basketball shot pose Sage has.
Let's see how.
From the 3-point line.
That's actually really high.
Honestly, you get some good distance on that. I want to see what happens. Oh, that actually bugged out my blaze.
Going up.
Oh.
It's not small, it's just cold.
Going up.
Yeah, you can't actually run blaze like that. You got the box, nice.
That goes over.
Yeah, they'll line
That
up.
landed
back
on
there.
sight. Oh, that almost landed on sight.
Where?
Right over here. On the top of a C-bent.
Oh, it landed up here?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm actually curious if you can. That was what, right here? Come on. Okay, there it goes.
Oh! Face creating lineups.
That's just from the top of this hill.
I have the Odin. I'm a flying phoenix with an Odin. Wait,
Like,
I've made a new attack helicopter.
yeah, no. Hold up. That lands perfectly every time. Aim at the top. Throw. Oh,
Oh.
never mind.
You were a little off on that one. I've made a new attack helicopter. I love this. You're over here, like, making lineups. I'm over here just being, like, playing GTA and Valo.
I don't remember where it goes.
Oh, I got some on you. This is starting to hurt my ears. I need to turn that entire segment down volume-wise. You did get a little of the spawn area, but most of them are going out of map.
I was just talking about you.
Oh, okay.
What if
Alright.
That's that.
I do appreciate your help. I'm just gonna do the agent path and then I finish the video.
Yep.
I do love how pretty Sage's stuff looks, but we'll get to Sage in 3 weeks after this.
You missed.
No, I hate you. It's just a classic. Doesn't do a lot with a headshot. But this has been a beginner's guide to... But this has